Hello YouTube, welcome to my live stream. I'm Smiiley and Smiiles. So yeah. Okay, probably not. Okay, so let me get my daily boost up first. Daily boost up first. Everything. On bosses, ignore shrines. Okay, everybody looks good. Ignore bosses, ignore shrines. Alright, so that seems to be running. So this is the drawing that I'm drawing. So let me do the tracing first. Basically, I'll just choose a gray color. I'll choose a studio pen, probably size number 4, probably, and I'll just trace over it. Create another layer. I'll name it as line art. And then trace the helmet. Okay, his eyes is a bit covered, so I'm gonna draw his eyes like that. You can see that the eyes are a bit covered on the original picture. Draw his nose over there. So this is like a microphone, and this is like the earpiece. I think since I'm a Singaporean, I would like to have like the Razer kind of a logo. Oops, yeah, I do. Oh man. I think if you double tap on this app, it will automatically undo your last command. So you gotta be a bit careful, I guess. Probably just a triangle then. Seems a bit difficult. Draw the eyes. Draw the eyes. Draw the nose. Draw the mouth, which is surprised. Draw the cheek. Draw the chin. Draw the cheek. So draw the shoulder armor. Can draw the pew pew laser. So one of my accounts lost somebody, unfortunately. Hopefully, oh man, okay, I might have lost that raid. Because I don't think we can beat the boss with one less person, especially if the person is a tank and stuff. But I'll never know, so let's give it a try. But yeah, that's unfortunate. So we got the pew pew laser. Just want to modify the pew pew laser a slight bit. I really need to see how the pew pew laser looks like. Ignore bosses, ignore shrines. I believe he is Ggman357. What's his name? Ggman07. Take a look. What exactly is his name? Let's see. Optimization. Ggman357 something. Save image as image. Okay, that's what I'm drawing. Ignore bosses, ignore shrines. Okay. I still can't really see the drawing, so I'm gonna make it slightly bigger. Okay. So we got that there. I believe there is 3 things over here. I believe it's connected to here. I believe there's something connecting here. I believe there's something connecting here. I believe that there is a canister over here. I believe that there's another canister over there. So a tube over there. Cover that. Cover that. Cover that. Cover that. Done. Okay, I think that looks alright. Not that bad. Can erase this line away? Plug into the shoulder armor. Put some muscles over there. Alright, looks kind of decent. I like the pink cheeks, so I'm gonna draw some cheeks over here. I generally like the cheeks to be blushing, so yep. So a bit of shadows here. And the helmet. I'm not really sure what to include in the helmet. There doesn't seem to be a lot of design on it. So the chain, ignore shrines, ignore boss. Okay, so the bit chain. So to draw some circles here to represent the chain. Unfortunately, we cannot see the full bit chain, so the B and the I is covered. But hopefully it's enough to hint that he's actually wearing the bit chain. And here I sort of want to be like some kind of a folded up look. So he's wearing something, but he's actually folded up, like a folded sleeve, like that. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted it to look like. Cleared the dungeon. That's good. Ignore bosses, ignore shrines. Ignore shrines. Ignore bosses. So if you fold it up, it tends to have a bulge. So there's like a bulge like that because it's folded up. So okay. It's just like that, and a bit of a bulge here as well. Okay, hopefully that looks like a folded up sleeve. And this is his hands. So I guess this is the thumb, I think. So you hold that. Okay. That's the thumb, that's the fingers. And this is the shaft of the Daimos. It's the shaft of it. man, we lost some characters again. What? Oh man, it's so embarrassing. Okay. And then we have the Daimos curved blade. Almost like a ice cream, I would say. Almost like a soft serve ice cream. The way it curves like that. Yes, we can put a blade, so a sharpened area, so that's why it has a line to it. And since Daimos is glowing, I'm gonna put some lines out for it. Hello Totra, welcome to the live stream. So hope you are having a wonderful holiday, I'll say. I think you are having a holiday. So yeah. So Ggman is actually celebrating level 300. So that's why I'm deciding to add this 300 number over here. Or else I would probably have put his guild name over here. So this is the Ultra Bubor key. I believe this is like a keyboard key. So that's the keyboard. Doesn't look that nice, but okay. I'm not exactly sure what that blue color thing behind his head is, but for now I'm thinking of it as like a keyboard key. So like the keys on your keyboard, I think it's the letter U. So okay. As for the pants, I like it to be a bit folded as well. And for a knee pad, and for boots, I love boots. Knee pad, and the foreground. So we kind of got everything ready. We can even add a some motifs over there, and maybe even here, I guess. Ggman. What was it? Thanks. I'm a bit sad though. I didn't get to go to the water park because my brother is sick and we couldn't make it to the animal safari close cause it closes early. Oh dear. Maybe next time. Yep. I think maybe next time then. But yeah, having your brother to be well is more important, I think. This is Ggman357 or something, right? 357, okay. Ggman357. Ggman357. Okay, so we're going to color now. I went to the city though today. Alright. Where do you go for the holiday again, Totodile? Which city do you actually visit? Which city did you visit? Okay, let's try the coloring now. So coloring, you just add one layer and you name it as color, of course. So once you added the color word, use your lasso tool and try to sketch out the boundaries of your drawing. So that's the first step in coloring. So just follow the contours, really. Don't have to be exact, I would say. Just as close as you can get it to be. Since the drawing is drawn by you, you will probably be pretty good at tracing it, because the stroke is also done by you. So it's not that hard, really, but it takes a bit of time. Especially if your drawing is more complex and then you got to outline more complicated shapes. But if your shape's not that confusing, then you can probably outline it pretty fast. So now that I got my lasso tool, you can see what I've done. I've selected the area inside the drawing, and then I've added a color into it, a color fill into it. So now what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to tidy up the coloring to make sure that colors that are outside the outlines are erased and colors that are inside the outlines are filled. So this is a slightly tedious task, but it's well worth it, I'll say. So if you got everything done already, let me get to my accounts so that everything is running. So when everything is done ready, we can click on the layer, and there's something called alpha lock. So alpha lock basically means that whatever color you put in, it remains within the selection zone. So we first select his head over here, and then we can make it a tiny bit lighter, I'll say. So generally I like lighter tones, so okay. So painting, round brush. So you can see that I'm coloring it, and the color actually stays within the coloring colors. So that makes it a lot easier. So let me just color everything that I think should be this brown color brown. So anything that I think it should be brown, I could color it brown. Maybe even the boots, I think. Okay, starting to look like a soldier. I think that's how it looks. Then I'm gonna look at the drawing once again, and I'm gonna pick out some colors. So I noticed there's actually a gray strap over there. So I can go back to the line art and go back to the inking and actually add that there. I actually didn't see it, so yeah, it's never too late. You can always add stuff, like I said. I wonder what that gray thing is, but we can like make it a heart over there. I guess that's alright as well. Okay, now we can go back to the coloring. So we notice that there's a brown strap over here. So okay, I'm gonna use a brown strap. Painting. So the brown looks a bit too dark, so I'm gonna lighten it a bit. And then this is a gray heart. Okay, I think it looks alright. I can't really see the earpiece, but I think the earpiece would be a darker color. So we can get a darker brown. And maybe the inside could be lighter, maybe. And maybe the play sign can be like white in color, maybe? Maybe not. So a brown color, let's take a look at the color wheel. The brown color is in the orange segment, so for a complementary colors, it could be on the opposite side. So the opposite side of orange, you can see here, is actually like this cyan color. So we're gonna use this cyan color. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we'll choose this green color instead. Okay, I think that's decent. So the mouthpiece of the earpiece, I'm gonna call it as gray. Done. Ignore shrines. Ignore boss. Somebody died. Extrit. Okay, I might have to change Extrit out. So color the eyes, brown color. I don't think the game shows me the eyes, so I can color the eyes any color I want. in this case I'll color it gray, nothing too fancy. The eyeballs should be white again, black and white, very common colors, nothing too fancy. And the face, obviously his face is not red in color, so obviously his face is not red in color. So we just have to zoom in on the character. So pick up the color wheel. I think it's a bit of a beige in color. Okay, I'm kind of alright with a beige color skin. So let's draw it in. You have cleared the dungeon. On dungeon, ignore shrines. So we're gonna just add the beige color skin in. Not too worried about it. Okay, so maybe the color is a bit pale, and we could probably add a different shade as well here. Okay, we can add the black color here. And the cheeks, I like it to be a bit reddish, a bit pinkish, generally. So we add the cheek over there, we add another cheek over here, we add the brown color earphones, and then we draw the mouth. The mouth is red color as well. Okay, so we got that there. So the Bit Hero's necklace is silvery in color. So silvery is more bluish in color. Generally it looks cooler as well. So that's why I have this bluish silvery kind of a color to it. Okay, we got the thing over there. I think the pew pew laser is yellow in color, so you just got to select yellow. So it's yellow on the top half, so let's just color it yellow. Nothing too fancy, I'll say. So I say all the colors are generally picked from the screenshot that the person sends you. So okay, we got the yellow. I think that's decent. Then we're gonna get the other colors in there. I don't usually like it to be too dark, so I generally like it. I generally lighten the colors that I picked up. So if it's a dark purple, I'll change it to a lighter purple. But in general, the color schemes in Bit Heroes are quite alright, so I never really have an issue with it. Only when people mix and match very strange colors do they look a bit odd, I would say. Other than that, it's generally alright. So let's color the pew laser gun. So from the screen art, we've picked out kind of a dark yellow in color. So I think this I'm gonna just use a bit of colors that I like. So yellow always do very well with brown. So I'm gonna get a brown over there. Shrine, ignore bosses, ignore shrines. Let's. Oh, X-Rid is not a tank now. No wonder why. No wonder why X-Rid is dying. Okay. That should do it, at least. Ignore bosses, ignore shrines. Let us go. So this inner part's actually not supposed to be colored, so I'm gonna erase it. And the pipings are all black in color. So I'm going to reduce the gray color. And we got one piping. Gonna color more pipings into it. I kind of like the sketchy look usually. So yeah. Green might be a good color with yellow. Kind of like to add my own colors sometimes. Makes it looks a bit more fun looking. So we're gonna add the colors, which is the stripe colors. So black, the stripe color should be white. Black and white's always a very good contrast. Or gray and light gray, so it's a very good contrast. Okay. And then the three colors should be pink, orange, and green. So I'm gonna add pink over here. And I'm gonna add orange. And the last one is green. And this part is light green. So, okay. Light green color. Oh, that one's red in color actually. So this Y over here is red in color, so that's why that's why I chose red here. I'm gonna reduce the color, brightness as well. So I'm gonna color the wire red. I generally follow the color scheme of the drawing, so it doesn't. So So I don't really think a lot in the colors usually, because the colors I follow exactly in Bit Heroes, and so far the color combination in Bit Heroes are actually very good. So I like the colors in Bit Heroes. I think they are all generally pretty good. So there's actually an orange bubble over here, you can see that. So there should be another thing over there. So just choose the line art color, go to the inking studio pen, and then there should be another blob over here. So we just draw the blob over there, and then we just erase what's inside of it. Go back to your color layer, select the orange blob on the screenshot, go back to your drawing, select the painting brush and paint it in. Looks good. Ignore shrines, ignore bosses, ignore shrines, ignore bosses. Okay. Color it blue. I want this to be green, even though it's probably not green. And I want this to be his skin, so I'm gonna color it beige in color. And what's the color inside that thing? It's black in color, alright. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's orange in color. And I'm pretty sure the other one is light gray in color. So that's it for his gun. I think it's pretty alright. Wouldn't have too much complaint about his gun. Cleared the dungeon. Ignore bosses, ignore shrines. Smiiley died. Okay, what else? Let us color that. Let us just make sure his hand colors are just all in. I think initially I thought he's gonna wear a glove, but on second thought, I think it's alright that if he didn't wear a glove as well. I don't think it'll be a big problem. We got the Deimos, so we're gonna get it a bit of a grayish color for the blade. Okay, I think the guard of the blade is actually a darker gray in color, so nothing too fancy, I'll say. Kind of very toned down colors, gray and gray. I'm not going to change it. I think the colors are alright. I think the only thing I'm gonna change is this thing over here. So I'll make it like a yellowish cap over here, and I'll make it like a slightly lighter things over here. thing that adds an interesting touch to the color instead of an all grayish color. Potions. Okay, so we got that done. I think his clothes are alright. I think it should be this gray in color. I don't see it to be anything else. His neck area looks a bit weird, I would have to say. So I'm gonna add something in there. And what should I add in there? Maybe like, yeah, maybe that logo. I should add that logo in there. Yeah, I think that looks kind of alright. Go back to the coloring wheel. Yeah, I think it's okay. Not fantastic, but okay. His belt, what color do I think it should be? I think it should be this silvery color. I think maybe the numbers could be golden in color or yellowish in color. I think that would work as well. And probably a gray brownish belt, I would say. A brownish belt seems alright. And that is blue in color. Ultra Bubgore. And the other Ultra Bubgore should be dark gray. And that could be yellow, I guess. I think chains could be yellow always. And that should be gray inside. Brown inside, brown color knee pads. I think it's alright. I think the boots can be a bit darker in color. Usually boots are like harder leather, so I think the hardened leather tends to be a bit darker than the normal leather. I think it's okay. Maybe to add some more interest here, I could add the skin color here. Maybe that will make it a bit pop out a bit more. Can reduce away the other lineups. Can increase that lineup still there. Okay. So now I'm looking at the lineup and I'm seeing that I think I want to add a bit more lines into the drawing. So, but I think this line art would be a bit thinner. So I'm gonna select a size 3 brush and just add a bit more lines to the lineup to add a bit more visual interest to it. What can I add? Add a bit more visual interest into it. Nah, that doesn't look good. Looks alright actually. Maybe I should just delete away some of the line arts. Okay, I think that's actually looks quite alright to me actually. Cleared the dungeons, very good. Trials, very good. Invasions, not very good. So let's do some invasions. Maybe the blade over here could be a bit lighter in color. And since it's folded, it could be a bit darker in color as well. So yeah, I think this is where I'm quite satisfied with the base colors that I've placed in. And now that I'm happy with the base colors, I can actually look towards shading the drawing. So then I would probably want to create one more layer to do the shading. So I'm pretty happy with it. In general, I'll say I'm pretty happy with it. It looks like what I imagine. So duplicate the layer. So then I can do a bit of shading into it. So I just have to figure out where I want the sun to be. Let me get the thing rolling. Blue2U has obtained a schematic. Ooh, it's pretty awesome. So I want the lighting to come out from here. So let me start doing the demos first. So it's some kind of a red lighting. So it's an outline as well. So I might want to release the alpha lock first, so that I can actually add a color outside of the line. So I want to add the red color glow that's outside of the sword. Okay, the outside glow is done, so now I can put back the alpha lock. So since the thing is glowing, I want to add a bit more color to it, a bit more interest to it. So I reduce the alpha lock again. So for every one of these bubbles, I'm going to add the red color to it as well. So this would kind of signify that it's actually glowing. And now that I've added the color, I can go back to the alpha lock. I can go one more step further. And I can go to like different elements over here, and one of them would be a light pen. So I can use the light pen as well. Let's see. Does not seem to work very well. Oh yeah, this is a lot better. I think the thing about the light pen and stuff, the luminance and stuff, I should probably add it onto another layer. I should probably add another layer and I'll rename it as luminance. So luminescent. So then when I add the color, it's like not restricted so much. So it can look even, so that the glow effect can be even stronger. Okay, invasion. Alright, I really like the glow effect, so okay. So that means that I'm gonna have to start adding some red color glow into it. Okay. Wonder whether it should be a red color glow or not. I think I'll not add the red color glow first. I'll just add a lighter tone of all the colors first. So now I'm pretty sure that I know that the light is actually coming from the demos, the sword. So that's what I'm going to color the lighter regions facing the right hand side. So anything that faces the right hand side has a bit of more color to it. So this works for the head as well. So anything on this side has a lighter tone to it. And the earpiece as well. And that as well. Get the color right. So for the other colors, it's also the same. Basically, in shading, there are three colors. There's the base color, which I've already included. There is the lighter color. which is where the light is. And then there's the darker color where it's opposite of the lighter. So once again, instead of making your colors just darker and brighter, it's always important to just move along the color wheels. So if your color is red color, a lighter color would be on top, the yellow color. A darker color would be purple. So that's how to make your drawing a bit more interesting. For gray, there's not much, so yep. But you can see what I'm trying to do here. So you can see that the lighter tone of gray is not actually gray, it's actually green. So it's kind of unintuitive initially, but after a while you'll sort of like the effect, I would say. So the darker color of gray is not green, it's actually more on the bluish side. So yeah. So that makes your drawing a bit more interesting. Okay. See a bit of the red color seems to be leaking out of here. Got a bit of brownish here. So here's the blue. So the color brighter of blue is actually a cyan color. And the darker color of blue is actually a darker blue color. So you can see that this makes your coloring a bit more interesting, instead of like the darker color. Makes it a bit more appealing. And for the darker boots, that's it. Every color has 3 colors: the lighter color, the base color, and the darker color. So as long as you add the 3 colors, it should look decent. Like I said, the darker for pink would be slightly below the color wheel, and the lighter for this purple is usually go up the color wheel, and it's supposed to be a bit pinkish. Can do it the same for this green as well. And for this orange. And for this pink. Defeated. Okay. Invasion, go. Let's go some PvP. This orange color going up the color wheel, and this white going down the color wheel. So the color wheel, like I said, it's a very important thing. So with the color wheel, you know what is lighter and darker very easily. And yeah, without the color wheel, it'll be a lot harder for me to decide what color am I going to choose. So for yellow, the brighter yellow is just a brighter yellow. And the darker yellow is actually orange. Okay, so this blue color, same effect. So the lighter of this blue is actually a cyan color. And the darker of this blue is actually a darker blue. And this brown color thing, it's a bit orange. And it's orange here. And this blue should be a cyan. Okay, let's touch up this color. This brown should be a bit yellowish. Alright, and the mouth, it's a red, so it should be a darker red. And the eyes, could make a darker one. It's okay. Maybe a bit of a darker brown here would be nice. Orange, brownish orange here. This gray color stuff is the same. Okay, kind of satisfied with the colors, the shading. I think it looks decent. Disable autopilot, PvP, let's go. PvP, let's go. So we got this done. I think it's okay. Let's just add a bit more color to it, I would say. Maybe I like the splash of colors to be a bit even more dynamic. Yeah. Reduce opacity on that. Okay, not too bad. So now let's add background. Let's go. Okay, boss, world boss. We don't have a Melvin factory exterminator. Nobody wants to join, maybe? Mega ROM, is that enough? Should be enough then. So let's start. So I really like this effect a lot lately. So I've been using this effect for my background quite a bit. So okay, add the first layer, add the second layer, add the third layer. Let's hit the darker color for anything slightly below the color wheel. So we can go down. Alright, I'm pretty happy with the colors. So now it's really just a touching up, I think. Now I really just want to touch up the colors. So like if this thing here, just erase it. So yeah, it looks kind of alright. So now we can add extra effects like highlights. So certain parts actually reflect light in some way. So it'll be part of the luminance. The luminance, we can actually tune it down a bit to not make it so vibrant. So we can rename this as highlights. So the highlights will be red because the Deimos is red in color, glowing. So we're going to use the luminance light pen. To do the highlights. So don't worry about it too much, as in if it looks too bright now, it's okay. Because we're gonna tune it down a bit very soon. Basically any part which you think would light up should get the highlight. Not too happy with that though. Let's try to remove that. What happens when I remove this away? Okay, looks okay. Yeah, let's color that. So now that we got the luminance that we want, I think we have sufficiently highlighted our drawing sufficiently. So we can actually reduce the effect now. So go to the opacity and we reduce the opacity effect. So you can see it's not so bright, but it still gives it the highlights that we want it to have, so that's good. So the next one would be bubbles. I like bubbles to be white in color generally. Bubbles are like highlights as well, just that they are round in color. Usually the highlights are straight in color. So yeah. So round in color. Round in color. Maybe not. Okay. Round cheeks. Round disc. I think the round color makes it looks a bit cuter because it makes it like a glassy effect, and I kind of like it. So it doesn't have to follow the lines in this case because it's a highlight. You can just imagine it like a spot of light. So it's usually round in color. So something for the eyes as well. And that color. And that. And maybe the wires. Maybe the belt. Maybe disc. Maybe that. Maybe a bit of disc. Now you can add this dots around anywhere. There's no real anywhere you think that you want it to be a bit glossier, a bit shinier, you can add that thing. I think it looks alright. Okay, so once we're done adding all the white dots around everywhere, once again we reduce the opacity again. So it doesn't look like it's standing out in front of your face, but it's just like enough for you to know that it's actually there. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with the drawing already, with the coloring. So hopefully you have learned a thing or two about the coloring. So once again, we can add a bit darker tone here. And here as well. darker tone of brown is actually a orangey color. And the darker tone of this, let's say it's another orangey color. So, okay. I think we are done in this drawing. I'm quite satisfied with the drawing. So other than maybe this, I could add a darker color as well. And the orange as well, I can add a darker color. So yeah, maybe this yellow, I can add a darker color. So everything you can actually add a darker color to it, it's alright. Okay, I think it's quite good. Let's see whether I can add one more color to it. Nice drawing. Do we request drawing here? I don't really do requests, but do you play Bit Heroes? I wonder, Tip Gaming? I don't think you play Bit Heroes, right? Because this is like a Bit Heroes character. Not too sure if you play Bit Heroes or not. So let's try to color it. I think there's another color that we can use, like something like that. And I think I can alpha lock this, make it to a darker gray color, and then I can reduce the opacity of this, so it makes it look as if it's like the shadow of the hat. Okay, I'm quite happy with it. Maybe I just wanna not get the eyes in the shadow, so I can erase away the tint from the eyes. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the result. Tip Gaming, are you the one that's drawing Pokemon characters or something like that? But yeah, I think we are done with the drawing. I can add my congratulations message here. Basically, he got like level 300, so okay. So congrats. On level 300. And Smiiley and Smiiles. Alright, so we can just add the small congratulation notes over here. Or else I could make it up here, maybe on top slightly better. Alright, thanks for the compliment, Tip Gaming. So yep, I am done. So this would be the drawing for Ggman357. We'll add a bit more shading here as well. So yeah. Alright, I think I'm done. Pretty happy with this. You just remove a bit of line art away from the top there. But other than that, I think it's pretty decent. So yeah, thanks for watching Tip Gaming and Totodile. Hope you had a nice time. So yeah, see you. Alright, bye. Thanks, and Totodile and Tip Gaming. Joining, supporting the live